How's it going, guys? I feel like it's been a long time since I made a video about the Prelude. It's probably because it's been a long time. I've been really busy. I've been doing a lot of other things. I've been doing renovations and just been busy with work. I got my truck. I've been doing some stuff on that, and it's been hard to get stuff going with the Prelude because it's not cheap. Everything that I've been doing up until this point has been pretty much free because I've been just cutting things and making room for things. But now we're putting in some parts, and we're gonna have to start mocking up some more expensive things. This isn't even the most expensive transmission, so like you guys can see here, I got my transmission that I'm hopefully going to be using for the Prelude. This is a T5 out of a Firebird, and it bolts right up. The bell housing is the exact bell housing that I need to go right up to my 350. There's been some pretty mixed reviews about this transmission, especially for what I want to be doing. If I want to be close to 400 horse on this thing, a lot of people claim that I'm going to be probably 300 to 350 foot-pounds of torque, and this transmission apparently can't handle that. But my justification is that it came out of a Firebird. Those had some power. Firebird, Trans Am, Camaros, all pretty much the same car. They had some power. So if I break it, then I upgrade then. But until then, this will get me at least rolling and driving. And then if I break it, then it's even more content because then I can upgrade from there. So we're gonna see how this works today. We're gonna take out that shell of a transmission, bolt this up to the new, bolt the new transmission up to the block, and we're gonna fit it. We're gonna see where the transmission mount needs to go, and we're gonna see where this shifter lands in relation to where I'm gonna be actually sitting. Now, before I get too invested in recording right now, this the weather's getting a little bit better, and I guarantee you, yeah, there he is. This guy is just dying for some food. Here you go, buddy. Let's see if he comes to me. There you go. All right, have a nice day. All right, let's get back to some Honda Prelude stuff. So I was actually lucky. This transmission was like 3 to 4 hours away in Cambridge. We're in Windsor. I'm in LaSalle, technically. So I had a buddy of mine go and pick this up and brought it over to Windsor, and I went to pick it up from his shop. So then I brought it to my father-in-law's place so we can look at it, and the shifter moves, but it doesn't really feel like it goes into gear at all. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the shifter out and remove these 4 bolts and see if there's anything broken or stuck or whatever it is, and see if I can get this in gear first, because I want to make sure we're not wasting our time. And this has me kind of thinking that something's going on, because this bolt is already backed out this much already, and it's already hand loose. I haven't even touched it yet, so I don't know. We'll see. Let's take this thing off and see what we can find out. Oh yeah. So basically what was happening was, I think they took this apart, but the actual shifter was not hooked up to anything. It was just resting in there, so yeah, we're good. I just gotta put it back the way it should be, and yeah, we're good. Wasn't doing that before, so now we're all right. You know what, I was about to put this all back on, but I was just thinking, when I drop this back into the engine, or when I put it back in the car, this is probably gonna get in my way and hitting the firewall and everything. So I don't really need it in there right now. I'm just gonna take it off, and then when I get it in place, then I'll put it back in. Make my life a lot easier. Alright, so right away I just noticed that this one's a little bit more bulky, but it's about 24 inches long. And this one here is a little bit more narrow here, but it's a lot longer. We're looking at about 31. So we're about 7 inches longer, and I did not take that into consideration, but I think it's gonna work out. Let me show you what I'm talking about right here. So I haven't really done it yet, and this is kind of on the fly, and you guys will be seeing it as I do it, but the original one that I've been mocking up over there stops right about here. and I've mocked up only for this much length. So I got this much to work with. Now if you look, this is where the shifter is gonna go, and let me show you in the car how I've prepared for this. So you can see I've cut right up until here, and that's where the back of the original transmission that I've been mocking up will sit. So I gotta take up this much space. Now it's looking like that's where the shifter was for the Honda Prelude. And I think if I cut a hole in there, I can actually get the shifter to go right in that hole and then mount the boot on there, and it'll be almost exactly where it was for the Honda Prelude. Alright guys, so now that I got the new transmission on here, it's a little bit more weight than it was before. And there's also more parts that I don't want to just be bashing up against the floor and the sides of the car and everything. So my friends are not far, they're actually working on something right now. They'll be wrapping up soon, and hopefully they can get it here to help me put this in one last time for a very long time. But before they get here, I'm probably going to have to cut more for the shifter. So I'm going to do that right now so that when they get here, we put it in. I don't need to start messing around with moving it out of the way and cutting. It's already ready to go, kind of a thing, hopefully. So probably going to have to do some adjustments. But anyways, at least I can get a little bit further ahead. I'm going to do that until I get here. Woohoo, baby! The boys just rolled up deep with these giant trucks. So my buddy Greg here's got his own channel. I'm not gonna spoil too much, but he does very similar content to what I do. But I think between the three of us, we got like 10 cars on the go, so we got problems. But yeah, go check out his channel. I'll put a link in the description. But yeah, we're gonna get to working on my car because I ain't got much time. All right, well, I thought I was happy to see these guys, but worst news possible. So obviously they got big brains. They come right away, and see, this is the external slave, and that was not on the other one. So I did not take into consideration cutting that out of the firewall, and I don't think that's gonna fit. It's gonna be right where my throttle or my gas pedal is. So I don't know. We're still gonna try to put it in and see what happens.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Oh, let me zoom out here. It's actually way better than we thought. I mean, we thought it was going to be an issue, and it's really close. There's still going to be some trimming that we got to do, but honestly, it's not that bad. And I was pretty close. I mean, like I told you guys, I didn't measure here. I thought it was going to end up pretty much there, and I'm going to have to trim a little bit here, but I mean, for the most part, it's going to be pretty good. And that's what I was talking about there. The slave has to go right there, so a little bit of trimming right where the gas pedal needs to go, but at the end of the day, the saw is always going to be a big part of this project. Alright, well, good thing I remembered. I almost just started getting ahead of myself and not recording what we're doing, but we got this in. We even got the shifter in, and it's exactly like I thought. It's in a good spot here. And right now, we're just going to be working on the trans mount, and we're trying to figure out how we're going to do it here. I think we got an idea. We're gonna fab up some pipe to go across the bottom of the floor and hopefully hit the trans mount. The bolt, there's a stud that comes right out of that bushing right there. And it's theoretically, it should be simple, but we don't know. We'll see when we get to it. Hopefully,
so like you want to keep the rubber bushing, everything there. You just want to bolt it.
Yeah, because right now I'm jacking it up on that stud that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So let's see.
You can tie into this.
What are you thinking? In this?
I don't know how. I don't know. It might work to tie into these. I just don't know.
Well, then you know what? I'm gonna go get my 4-foot level, run it across both of those, and then it'll tell me how much. If I do this and I put it up against that, yeah. Oh. Oh, we can't because we're hitting that, sorry. He's got to notch this.
Yeah, and I think it'll
rest inside the bottom part.
I 100% agree.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Okay.
I do.
Let me draw it on paper just to make sure we're on the same page.
Yep.
Okay, so, yeah. Alright, Greg had an idea, but then we both got down there with the piece of metal that we actually have now. And this is what I was talking about. This is a good ruler. If this is the piece of tubing that we got, that transmission mount needs to go, I think, like inside. Something like that. So I'm thinking if we notch the actual pipe, the square tubing, we might be able to rest it on what's remaining there, and then maybe we, like the hollow part, we could put some plating in to like strengthen it up. But I think that might be all we need to do.
Yeah, I think we'll too, because the stud that's coming down out of it would come through. We would just bolt it on the bottom. I think it would work.
Yeah. Okay. So let's do that. Oh, it's this. Oh, it tripped here.
Alright, so Luke went to get some pizza, but Chris and I want to keep working and get some stuff done for him because he's a hardworking guy. So what we're doing right here, let's hop in here a bit. Sorry, Chris, coming around. Alright, what we're doing is we cut out this channel, which you guys will see later what we need to do that for the transmission mount, but we're just welding a piece in here. One, we still need a bit of a spacer in there, and two, it's just going to make it a little stronger because obviously we cut a lot away. So Chris is going to weld that, and I will try not to burn my eyes out.
I'll be good. We can mark it and see anyway.
I think
Is that pretty square?
We're on the edge here, aren't we?
no, but like side to side. Well, I mean, we could out of square it if we need to be more.
Oh yeah,
That's true.
that's a juicy one.
You see yourself? Greg, why'd you drop that? Did you shit?
No.
You Luke shit? Huh?
Oh my gosh, I can't.
Oh.
Are we through?
Yep.
Oh yeah. Okay, let's get rid of this knot too. We're good, man.
Hell yeah.
Car can roll around. Engine and trans are bolted in.
Well, somewhat. I mean,
It's pretty solid.
there's not even nuts on it.
Oh wait, what?
Remember?
Oh yeah. I haven't seen that bit on this thing in like since I got it. It's not working. Sick. Yeah, we can do it.
Peekaboo.
Yeah. Okay.
You're not getting more than what's this fucking 500-600 pounds.
Well, you know, you need about 700 pounds here.
Alright guys, so Greg and Chris just left. We kind of got distracted, and I mean, we got some recording as much as we could get done, but we were having fun. We were getting some stuff done, and yeah, engine is bolted in right now. Motor mounts are done. Transmission is bolted in. There's no jack holding up the tailstock, which means the car can roll back and forth with the V8 all in there. And yeah, I even put a seat in here just so I can sit down and kind of enjoy it a little bit. So everything's pretty much set up for the inside. I mean, I know I got to do some pedals and all the electronics, but all the hard stuff is done for the most part. And yeah, I mean, we got some good stuff done. I can shift and pretend I'm racing now. Feels good. Again, guys, thank you very much for watching. And you know what? I already mentioned Greg's channel, but I'm going to put a link in the description. Like I said, go check it out. He does very similar stuff that I do, but just different cars, obviously. And it's good stuff. Make sure you guys go check him out and subscribe, like all his stuff too. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. We will see you next week.
I don't even know what happened. You just splooged. Spunk. Spunk.